Team Scritch, welcome back to the Scritch is Gone Wild channel. Thanks again for checking in. Here with my buddy Craig. And Craig came out on a 5-day section hike with us. And we are at mile 1,354. We just set up camp. It's behind you. And he's been out here for 4 days. He's got one more day. He's getting picked up tomorrow. So 4 nights, 5 days. Great Christmas vacation package for anybody that's looking for something for their family. Send them to the AT for 5 days. But I just want to do a little, I told him when we started, I said, hey, I'm going to do an interview with you so you can kind of tell people what it's like. So let's just get to it. So you watch my YouTube channel, so you know the first question out of the gate is always, what's your trail name?
My trail name is Pinch.
And why are you Pinch?
Well, so I'm a newbie. First time ever on a backpack on my back. First time ever overnight hiking. JR and Jesse suggested many things for me to bring out here. One of them, which was a bladder, which has a hose that comes out of your backpack onto your backpack, and you're able to drink it out of it like a straw. So we start hiking, and about a mile in, I can't get anything out of it. I keep saying maybe it's pinched in between my clothes. So we stop, check it out. Next you know, I get it working, we move on. Half mile into it, still not working. So next break, hey, can we fix this? So long story short, we finally get to camp. I tear it apart. Well, on it, all you gotta do is pull it out, and voila, you have water.
But
so anyway, so JR and Jesse started calling me Pinch.
Because he kept saying, I think it's pinched. I think it's pinched. It's pinched in the backpack. It's not working. So my bladder is old school, so I couldn't really help you a whole lot because I'm not familiar with the newer bladders. But so he got his trail name shortly in, and when people would ask him his name, you'd say what?
Well, they're calling me Pinch.
And I would say, own your trail name, your Pinch. And so he has finally owned it. So there you go. So you got a trail name. Not everybody gets one.
Right.
5 days. It took me 3 weeks on the trail to get a trail name.
Well, here we are.
All right, so I want to say it was probably about 6-7 weeks ago.
Yeah. So
Pinch here, he texted me, and he was like, hey, I'd really like to go out on the trail with you. So tell them what spurred that on. Why, after everything I put on, you know, and we've talked about what the trail's like, and all of a sudden you're like, yeah, I want to get on the trail, never backpacked before.
Yeah. So I'm sitting at home one day and had just turned 50 years old, and my wife broke her ankle a couple months ago, and there's a new phrase in our house. It's called "Why not?" So as I'm sitting there, I'm saying to myself, hey, you know, that looks fun. It's a challenge. It's something I've never done. So I'm 50 years old, so why not? So we talked about it and got in touch with JR and Jesse, and we were able to work out some logistics and locations of, you know, where I could possibly meet them, and joined up with them. So yeah, I just decided, hey, why not a little challenge? And I'll say this, it's a challenge.
So, okay, well then that begs the question, what's been the most challenging part?
So the most challenging part for me was we've done roughly
40 miles.
40 miles. First day we did almost 12, 10. So we get to Wednesday, and we get up for camp, and I got these jello legs, and I got a mind that's just not where it needs to be. And you know, we start walking, and we take our first break, and Jesse says, how you doing? And I say to her, well, it's Wednesday. So that's about all I say as we're sitting there. And as we're sitting there, there's this big rock ledge we got to climb down. I mean, it's pretty steep with a lot of rocks.
Yeah, it was.
So anyway, so I'm in my head, and just not a good place to be. And they keep telling me we're going to a lake, we're going to have lunch. And in my mind, I'm going, you know what? I can call my dad. It's an easy place for him to find the location on GPS. I can get picked up. So I just battled in my mind for a little bit, and then just started thinking to myself, you know, why am I out here? Do I want to give up? In my mind, I wanted to give up. But the next thing I thought to myself was, get out of your mind and get into your body. Stop thinking about it, just move. And that worked for me. Because if you think about it, you take one step, you just keep moving forward. I learned, like, don't look back, because some of these hills we've climbed, especially this last one that we just climbed up to the shelter here. Added about, JR's telling me a liter of water is about 2 pounds. So, you know, me not knowing, well, I put about 7 to 8 liters. So now we got to climb a hill, and I've got an extra, you know, 12 to 15 pounds on my back. So, I mean, that was challenging. But overall, other than a few blisters, some sore legs, I felt pretty good today. Tomorrow I get to see my wife and kids. Little hike tomorrow, 6 miles into town, and I have something to look forward to.
Okay. So was the trail what you thought it would be?
No.
Okay.
Why not? So as you watch some videos, you understand that JR and Jesse, they're out there, they're climbing hills. But I don't think people really understand the terrain. You know, you think of a hill, which is great, but then it's got rocks on it. And I'm not just talking like 1 or 2 rocks. I'm talking like rocks. Where your feet, you're never on a flat section. You think you get to a flat section, you're not on a flat section. There's more rocks. I also thought that, you know, I've done, you know, these little hikes back when I was younger, you know, to a couple local places, and you think, oh, it's a double wide path. It's kind of flat, maybe has a little bit of rolling hills. But guess what? It's not like that. So that's some of the trail that I didn't really expect. There's a lot of up and downs, and there's a lot of, you need to stay focused. I told JR after our first day that it was hard for me to look up because you gotta stay focused. You gotta keep your head down, and if not, you're tripping. I mean, there was many times I tripped. Thank goodness they gave me advice to bring some poles. So I mean, I would say that my poles helped keep me up once or twice. But yeah, the terrain and the trail is not what you think it is. Maybe for most people, at least I thought maybe it was a little, not easy, but maybe a little less rocky, a little more flat, but nothing at all like that.
Yeah, I will tell you, it's not just a walk in the park.
No, it isn't.
So, you know, my YouTube channel, I try to show people what the trail's like. Obviously, I'm not doing a good job if you didn't pick up on that. So I gotta pick up my game somehow and figure out how to show them that piece.
Well, you should have videoed the hill.
Yeah, maybe we'll video a hill tomorrow.
Right.
Oh, awesome. So, so part of being on the trail, I don't think you can be on the trail even for 5 days and it not have an impact on your life to the extent of changing your life. So how would you say these 5 days have changed you? What are you going to take back and do differently, or if anything?
So I think it humbles you. I'm a 2-day shower guy. Not happening out here. The foods that you like, you don't get them. You eat some ramen, you eat some rice, you eat some, you know, whatever you can eat. As far as like changing me, I think some of the reasons why I came out here was to try to be a better dad, be a better husband, and just kind of like free my mind. And just kind of free my mind and just kind of realize like the things we take for granted. Water, you know, we got to go look for water sources out here. Yeah, a couple of them were pretty easy. The last one we got was a water spout out at an old house. So yeah, that's easy. But you know, we had to go to a creek and you have to pull the water out and then you got to filter it. It's simple things. It's me sitting on a couch watching my TV. You don't do that out here. But as far as being a better person, I just wanted to come out here and challenge myself. Tell myself that I can do this, and just try to be a better person.
And you're doing it. You've done it, right? You wanted to quit.
Yeah, I wanted to quit.
Probably day 2. Definitely on Wednesday.
Day 3, I wanted to quit.
But you pushed through it, and that's part of it. Part of being out here, and just part of building up that stamina. And so, Golden Goddess and we are certainly proud of you. I mean, this is Craig's, I said this again, his first backpacking trip. This is not the way you start backpacking. You do a weekend, maybe 1 night, 2 nights, 5 miles a day. You don't jump in with 2 people that are over halfway on the Appalachian Trail and say, hey, let me hike with you. But Craig's he's been great. He has lived up to the challenge. He's going to meet his milestone, 50 miles by the time he gets off. And 5 days, and sometimes you think about quitting, and that's okay. But
Yeah.
but you don't quit. So, I think there's a lot of people that watch the videos or look at this, and they're like, I think they get excited about it, but they're like, I could never do that.
Yeah.
If somebody's sitting at home thinking about that, thinking that way, well, I could never do that, what would you say to that person?
Well, I would first say you got to believe in yourself, because if you don't believe that you can do it, it's not going to work. Second of all, out here you got to be in the right frame of mind, because it's not easy. You know, you think you're out here hiking, enjoying nature. No, it ain't like that at all. Yeah, you're enjoying nature, but you know, I come into camp, my underwear, my shorts, my socks, my shirt, everything's just, you can wring it out. It's just soaking wet. So yeah, so if you're coming out here, you want to do something, you got to get in the right frame of mind. And when you say you're going to do it, do it. Don't give up. You know, as much as you want to, don't. And I think the biggest thing, like I said, was just getting out of my head and getting into my body and just moving. Because if you think about it, just take one step at a time. And at the end of the day, here I am.
Here you are.
So,
Here you are. It's Thursday.
Thursday, one more night. Yeah.
So you're doing it, man. So, and I promised Sherry that I would bring him back, and I wouldn't let a bear eat him. I will say that first night, I think you've gotten more comfortable. That first night, I think you were kind of, because you were asking a lot of questions about bears and things like that. And but like last night and tonight, you just threw up your tent and you were good. So I think you've gotten more comfortable that you're not going to get eaten by a bear.
Right.
Now I did have to wrestle the bear on Monday to make sure he didn't get to your tent, but you were sleeping good, so you didn't hear that.
Right.
But that's one of the things, and you just have to be bear aware out here, right? And so, and that's one of the things you kind of learned.
Right.
Yep.
I mean, today we walked right past a big pile of
bear scat.
Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, I agree with JR.
So, yeah, awesome. And you've got some skills now. You can take the kids out.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Be confident in that. You know what you know what I'm confident you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
After being out here. So.
I don't know if I'll do a 5 or 6 day hike, but maybe an overnight hike here.
Yeah.
You know, here and there. But so I'm gonna take control of this camera right now.
Well, let's finish this and we'll do another one.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So, anything else to say?
I got nothing else to say, although we're gonna have a little video after this, and I'm gonna ask JR 1 or 2 questions.
All right, fair enough. So, all right, team, you know the drill. Stay positive, say your prayers, do something good for somebody, have a glass of wine for me. And in another 30 seconds, we'll be back. And I guess Craig wants to interview me.
Yep.
So,
scritches and pinch out.